Let's now talk about the end of this pandemic. Vaccines. It may just be a matter of weeks now. That's what vaccine makers have said, that they will roll out the first supplies in the next few weeks. But you're very unlikely to get one so soon, and this could be a good thing. The new vaccines could have side effects. Pfizer shot up expectations with a big claim recently. It said its vaccine is 90% effective, but volunteers who took the vaccine are experiencing side effects. Some of them spoke to the media, and this is how they described their experience. Those who got it felt muscle pain, headaches. Some even had a fever. Different volunteers had different experiences. One said the side effects were like a quote-unquote severe hangover. Another claimed the side effects got much worse after the second shot. Remember, the Pfizer vaccine is administered in 2 stages. The second shot is given 3 weeks after the first one. It is called the booster shot. One volunteer said the symptoms disappeared quickly. BioNTech, the firm that is working on the Pfizer vaccine, remains confident. It says that it's in dialogue with various governments for approvals.
We are at the moment in a close dialogue with regulators around the world. We are talking to the European Medicinal Agency. We are talking to the FDA. We are talking to Canadian Health, to the UK authorities, to the Chinese authorities, to Japanese authorities. And first authorizations or conditional approvals could happen in the United States or in Europe. But the earliest time point for starting supplying vaccine will most likely not before mid of December. And this mid of December will also not mean that the situation will dramatically change. So we have to expect that this will be really a difficult winter. It will become worse before it gets better. So we will feel the first reliefs in the starting with March, April next year, and ideally we would have a better controlled situation in mid of next year.
So what's the takeaway for you? Is the Pfizer vaccine unsafe? Will these vaccines make you sick? The answer to these questions is a resounding no. Some symptoms like fever and muscle pain are common. Even some flu vaccines cause this. These are not serious side effects. They're just unpleasant. You may feel like you're down with the flu for a few days, but they do not pose a threat to your life, and not everyone may feel these side effects. Just like medicines, even new vaccines can have acceptable side effects, and this is just the first round of vaccines. With time, the vaccines are expected to get better. They may just work with 1 shot and not 2, and they may even come without side effects. Knowing about the side effects is necessary, as these vaccines may not be suitable for everyone, especially for those who have pre-existing health conditions. Now let's tell you where we stand. Let's bring up rather for you our vaccine tracker. First, we have the AstraZeneca Oxford vaccine. It is being tested on the age group of 18 to 55. It was given in 1 or 2 doses in trials. The second dose is 28 days after the first one. The vaccine has a moderate immune response. Moderate means the vaccine has a response that is equal to a natural infection. The vaccine has mild side effects. Next, we have the Sputnik 5. Developed in Russia, it is being tested on people within the age group of 18 to 60. This is a 2-dose vaccine. The second shot is given 21 days after the first one with a moderate immune response and mild side effects. Next, we have the Novavax vaccine, an American vaccine, another 2-shot vaccine given. The second shot is given 21 days after the first one. It was tested on the age group of 18 to 59. And so far, it has a high immune response, which means strong protection, and the side effects are said to be mild. And finally, we have the Pfizer vaccine. It is being developed by an American company with help from German researchers. It is being tested on age groups from 12 to 55, as well as people above 55 years of age. It is given in 2 doses. The second shot is given 21 days after the first one. The Pfizer vaccine is the only vaccine to report an efficacy rate of 90%. So it is a strong immune response. Some volunteers, as we told you, have reported side effects. The company has not noticed any serious side effects in its trials. India could have access to all 4 of these vaccines. The suppliers of 3 candidates have secured deals with an Indian counterpart to supply the vaccine here. While the government of India is in talks with Pfizer, New Delhi has already placed advanced orders for the Oxford and Sputnik 5 vaccines. A vaccine will be rolled out in India only after it is given regulatory approvals. How will India do it? It could give the vaccine candidates emergency authorization. When the first vaccines are ready, countries plan to authorize and control their use using emergency authorization. Because this is an emergency, we are still in the middle of a pandemic. Around the world, drug regulators control which medicines can enter the market. In the United States, it is the Food and Drug Administration. In India, it is the Central Drug Standard Control Organization. They decide which medicines or vaccines can enter the market. Usually, they need a large amount of data to approve a drug. The process can go on for years. But we are in the middle of a pandemic, as I said, so regulators can choose to approve new drugs with limited data. This is not a full approval of a drug. It is permission for emergency use with several terms and conditions attached. Like we reported earlier this week, the health workers and the most vulnerable population is likely to get the vaccine first. They'll be allowed to take it under the same emergency authorization, something that China has misused by injecting thousands with unapproved vaccines. According to one claim last month, China has injected 60,000 people so far. And since China is never transparent with data, there could be more who could have been given these shots. Beijing gave emergency authorization to 2 vaccines. No one knows how they work. No one knows how effective they are and whether these people were tracked for side effects after being given the shots. This is the situation that countries like India should avoid when a promising vaccine does become available for them to put their money on. We are still waiting. Thank you for watching Gravitas on WION's YouTube channel. If you want to stay up to date with what's happening around the world, then subscribe to our channel and don't forget to like and share. Thank you very much for watching WION. World is One.